Well, the comments on his video certainly, I started to call myself Mortal Sector because I was like, I must be AI according to all these people, you know? No,
And
it's
I knew,
just,
and I knew. I was watching the comments. I'm kind of weird with the comment section. I don't know how you feel about the comment section. When someone like tries to outright diss me or something, I'm trying to be sarcastic or make them angry. If they are in my comment section, if they're in another comment section and I see something stupid, most of the time I get triggered badly. I'm like, oh, is this guy dumb? And because I happen to know, no, this guy's legit. Like, I swear to God, he's legit. And I see all these comments. I'm like, oh, shut your mouth. Come on, man. Like, seriously. But it was funny, and me being angry is funny, anyways. But so yeah, whatever.
yeah, I like the comments where people were like, yeah, this guy's not a pro. I'm like, and it's, you know,
What is a pro
I don't
though?
want to come, I don't want to come across as cocky or anything,
No.
but it's like when they say that, I'm just like, my response was usually like, well, yeah, you're right. There is no pro circuit, so technically you're
Exactly,
correct.
exactly. That's what I said in one of my videos when I saw Michael do this trick with Kang Lao. I I got so when I understood that Kang Lao was hard to beat on one credit on MK2. I was sitting down and obviously losing all the time, and I'm like, oh my god, isn't there any trick to that? There must
Yeah.
be. And then I see Michael's video doing that, and I do it like I didn't do it one fell swoop. I lost one time, but it was a far cry compared to the other rounds I've done. So yeah, when I beat it, like at the end of the video, yeah, guys, just so you know, I'm not a pro. And then I say, those were my exact words. The closest guy I know to a pro is Jason, you know, and I had that thing in mind that there's no actual pro circuit out there. It's exactly like that. So
Mhm. Well, you probably saw the quote that I have on my Facebook. One of my buddies I used to play with,
yeah, 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 yeah. I saw that. I laughed.
Kevin.
I laughed a lot.
Kevin, he always said that to me. He said, if Mortal Kombat 2 was a sport, you'd be a millionaire. And I'm like, I wish it were a sport. God.
Yeah, and, it
I
could
used to
have
get
been.
I used to get really frustrated when MK9 was big because people were telling me like, oh, the top MK9 players are making like 100K a year, playing this game. And I'm like,
They did.
that's what people were telling me. I don't know. Like at
Wow.
tournaments and streaming, and I don't know. Maybe, with Twitch, maybe,
Yeah.
or something like that.
Oh, I get
But
it. Through Twitch. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't
so it
know.
was frustrating because, you felt like, I mean, to me, the classic Mortal Kombats are by far better than the new ones. So it was very frustrating to be like, well, I'm good at the Mortal Kombat that actually matters.
Exactly.
No, but yeah, I think hopefully they're making a comeback. I mean, seeing how popular Daryl's channel is and how many people watch, it's
And thank
it's
goodness.
inspiring, It inspired me to kind of revitalize my channel. My friends always told me, you gotta do this. Like, I see people on TikTok that like they play the old video games and people just throw money, and I'm like, yeah, but I'm not like technological, and that's
E-
not
e-
really my thing. And
even I didn't know you that well. Even I told you so that you gotta get back to it.
yeah, yeah.
But I'm
Well,
that kind of guy, anyways. I tend, when I see something that I believe it's good, like I like to poke, poke, poke. Even if I don't know the other guy, oh, you gotta do that. You're good at that. You know. So
well,
yeah,
I appreciate it.
So yeah, dude,
It's
it was definitely worth it. Like, and I knew right off the bat that you're a very, very, very chill dude, so you wouldn't be bothered like if I actually told you so. Yeah, I'm like, no, this guy has got to kick it off. Like he has got to do it. Like, and I'm happy. Like when I see one of your videos, oh my god, yeah, another playthrough. Or one or not. I like those sorts. And when you post all these funny things like lines and stuff like, oh, I like, puns and stuff like that. Melina with the brush, the power brush thing. What was it like? All these snarky comments, and the ones that you
Oh,
actually were describing the characters like, holy shit, that's funny. I love that kind of thing.
oh, I'm glad, that people are enjoying it and laughing about it because, as long as people are enjoying it, I'll keep doing it. Knowing that you want a new video to watch with your morning coffee is like, okay, I gotta put something up.
Yeah, it's awesome. And I'm that kind of guy. I get up in the morning, like if it's Saturday, today I wasn't going to work, it was my day off. So I tend to do stuff like that, like get up. I had to go to this baptism, but I'm kind of a very early bird. So I get up, like I make this cup of coffee, always no sugar, like the last two couple, no, more than actually, is it like 4 months? Anyway, it doesn't really matter. Anyway, I make a cup of coffee and I usually like go ahead on my bedroom. There's an Atari there. There's an Atari here too, but I like the screen better inside. Anyways, it doesn't really matter. And switch it on and play like Mrs. Pac-Man or something like that. And it's like, especially when it's gonna get colder at some point, it's so soothing. Like having outside maybe rain or something or cold, and being inside with a nest, a coffee, a hot cup of coffee, just playing Atari, just blimps, no music, no nothing. Like, wow, it's it's soothing.
For sure. Yeah. Although I made the mistake once of playing a tournament and I had some caffeine before.
Oh, oh, I get it.
I was like, because in my mind, I was like, I want to be like ready to go and wide awake. And then like, I was just so jittery.
Oh.
It was bad. But
Did it mess your focus or something? Was it like, did it have the other effect, like,
I was, I was like doing this.
holy shit, that's
Yeah.
bad.
But that was the only time I did that. So yeah. But
Was it?
I lost to good players. I lost to good players, so it was,
So it's okay.
you know, it was all right. It wasn't a big deal. So I had to play my sister once though in a tournament. Um, talk about nerves. Who wants to lose to their little sister?
Oh my god, the pressure is high on this one.
And the first match was a katana mirror, and in the video with Daryl, her katana is a little rusty, but she used to be very, very defensive and very good with katana.
Hmm.
So I lost the first round to her in this tournament, and I was just like, "This is not happening. This is a nightmare. I am never gonna hear the end of this." Like Mortal Jason lost to his sister in a tournament, but I got my act together after the first round, and I was able to beat her. So
But knowing her, in this supposed situation that she would win, how bad would it be, after that? Like, would she tease you or say stuff to you, or
oh,
trying to mess with you?
oh yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, she likes to talk a lot of she like we both do, especially when we play Mario Tennis. We both like to,
you got to do that
you know,
again, dude. You have to convince her. That was like so nice to watch, so relaxing. You have to do it again, like really.
I want to try to get her to play Mortal Kombat against me on video, but I don't think we only have one good controller, so that's kind of an issue. But I'll use the crappy controller.
Whoa, you gotta say that on video. Like, yeah, I'll get the graphic controller or let you use the other one.
I mean, I'm still okay with it. It's just it's so unresponsive, you know. It's
It's
the
been
buttons are just really
it's been
really
used by the
stiff.
best for 10 years or so, so yeah, it's understandable probably. Even
No,
though,
it's like a new one, and the new ones like are they're just really bad.
oh,
Yeah, the old ones used to have really responsive
yeah.
D-pads, and this one is just I don't know. It feels like you talk about your thumb hurting after trying
Oh my God,
trying to
yeah.
do that. Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. I feel like, man. Video games are supposed to be fun, not like stressful. But my hand is like I'm gonna have like arthritis from using this controller.
My thumb is gonna have six packs on, and like after that.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
and how
Did
how
you
is it? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go ahead, far away.
did you get the bicycle kicks to work with Lou
Ah,
or
well,
just the
man,
ground pounds?
just a crown pound, and I was it like, yeah, I did like I think that the one that I got easier was with Melina, like a double psi, but then I got like trying to Jax, or was it first for Jax? No, I think first tried Melina. And when I got it like with Jax, like I tried to do the bicycle kick, I was like, maybe it's because I have already been worn out, maybe.
Hmm.
But like my thumb was like, no, I ain't having it. Like you're that step away from having like four blisters. It was like the closest thing I have in mind is I was a little kid. I was messing around with the lighter like too much, and then my thumb was like red and blistery like in front, like it was almost burned out just for me playing like with a lighter at the point where you actually do that motion to light it up.
Sure.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's the closest thing I could remember, and it's like it happened way sooner than the lighter. And imagine that back then I was a kid, so my hand was already like
Yeah.
much more softer tissue, and
Hmm.
and easier to burn yourself or hurt your thumb or whatever. But with this one, I felt like holy moly, like this is tough. How how should you do that? How would you do that? I thought maybe I
Well,
would do something like with my T-shirt, but it didn't work that well. Like I tried to rub it like that with my T-shirt, but it didn't work that well.
uh,
I
well,
used
you're doing that. You're trying it on the arcade on an arcade, right?
yeah, through MAME with my PS4 controller. It's the, the,
Oh,
the,
okay.
the closest thing I can do. I also have an arcade stick that's compatible with PS3 and PS4. It's made by Hori. I think you should be able to still find it around. It's a pretty good, um, at least for casual gamers. I think it's pretty good. I have it right here. When you want to see it? Like I think I know
Sure.
that. Like,
Uh,
just give me a second. It's this one over here.
all right.
It's pretty
Looks pretty
simple.
good.
And it's
Yeah.
uh, it's compatible with PS3 and PS4. It has a switch on top that says PS3, PS4. You can switch it up and change it. Obviously, it also plays on PC if you have MAME on there. But I didn't try it with that because um, as responsive as I think it is, it's very light, so it doesn't help me
Mm.
that well, that nicely to just get a good grip. Like I do these weird things where I place it on my knees and then it's awkward. I feel like I'm not holding it like the way I should, like straight. Anyways, yeah, it's another thing that, and I usually use things like that or a PS4 controller. This just a Thrustmaster, very simple joypad, and I even play the OG Resident Evil on PC with that. You know, and I tried to do with these kinds of controllers, but like my thumb was like, I ain't having it. Just forget about it.
Well, next time you try, uh, I maybe don't be as violent with the jiggling of the thumb.
Yeah, maybe I should. It's understandable because I didn't know exactly. Even though I watched you do
Yeah.
it, I couldn't fully grasp like the idea of how to like. You can't know how much pressure you have on your finger there. I can't know. So
Hmm.
I'm trying to experiment. It was like, but when I got it to work, even this one time that I got it to work, it was like I felt like holy shit. Yeah, I did it. Like happy moments.
Yeah, it's good. I love that, people are learning from the video to get it, to get it to work. That's the goal, is to teach people and get people playing, because it's like anything. The better you get at something, the more fun you're gonna have, and the more you're gonna want to play it, right?
It's true. It's
So
true. It's true.
That's
We have a friend. I'm sorry if I interrupt you. Like I don't know if I talk just before you talk. At any point just stop me. Uh, we have on that exactly on that. I want to comment exactly on that because we are 100% on the spot, on the money for that. When you get to learn something, play it more, you enjoy it more. And we have this one friend in our company. I think I'm responsible for that. I have a little bit turned him to the dark side of gaming, and it, yeah, and by that, don't imagine anything weird. Like I mean, I try some NES hard games a lot. Like I get my not just my ass handed to me. Like I try to play games like Ninja Gaiden, Castlevania 3, hard games like Lost Levels, Mario Lost Levels. The first one, which yeah, I love stuff like that. Of course, I'm not a natural. I don't instantly get in there and finish it. But at some point, because I'm so hard-headed, I will beat it. So I'm one of those guys that Raphael, you have to try that one. And this guy is sweating. He knows exactly what kind of games I'm playing. He has this weird love and hate relationship with hard games. He is excited, but at the same time he wants to yell, he wants to scream at me, he wants to kill me probably. I don't know. And we like to torture him with little games like that. But we got him to a point where he himself started to ask specifically, you know what? I gotta start with NES Mega Man. I gotta finish them all because I love Mega Man. And I'm looking at him and I'm like, I made it. I made it. This guy, is playing. Obviously, he's getting better with time, so he's enjoying it even more. And now he wants to go even further. And this is why I'm saying, maybe I've turned him to the dark side.
well, those Mario Lost levels. Like, yeah, I think I'd rather play MK blindfolded again than do those. 'Cause I've seen those videos and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is where you would feel like, oh, this guy must be psychotic. It's like um, those very weird specific jumps that you have to jump on a turtle one while the turtle is flying on a
Hmm.
certain spot and then land on a spring and then go like I was watching that. Obviously, I would fall like the first 5 6 times, and I would be laughing. I would be having so much fun, and they would be looking at me. My friends would be looking at me. Oh no, God, no, no, no! You're not right in the head. You can't be having fun. But they did too at some point.
I don't think I would have fun. I like the old Marios, but that level of difficulty would just be very frustrating for me, I think. I mean, just seeing the videos, I can't believe people can do that.
Oh, it's easy. I mean, it's obviously it's
What?
not easy the way I it might have come out of my. I mean, the more you play, at some point you get used to it. Like I don't know how else.
Mm,
It becomes like a most of the time after a while it's muscle memory.
right. Yeah.
So yeah, like after a while, yeah, you will feel it's easy. But yeah, in the long run, I know like how long some of those games took me to beat. So yeah, obviously they're not easy, at least not for me. But yeah, at some point you feel like, yeah, I can do this. I think it's good. Like if you have company and obviously if you get too stressed out if you're on your own and trying to beat those, like nah, maybe it doesn't work. But in the scope of having like a group of friends, ordering pizza and exchanging the controller, torture yourselves like it's a while, then watch your friends suffer and laughing at it. Believe me, like yeah, I'm not that weird, but I get more than a couple of laughs. I love it when we do stuff like that, when we gather and do stuff like that. At some point, I will try to convince a couple of my friends. Oh, they're Greek, but yeah, uh, just to let that thing, my phone recording somewhere, just show us the way we're interacting with each other. It's oh my, it's so much fun.
Yeah, that would be entertaining to just watch you guys keep falling into the chasms of Mario. Mario
I
Brothers.
have one video. Maybe I will re-upload it because I don't think I have re-uploaded it as a whole. It's still in Greek, but I think you would find it very interesting. I don't think you would really need to understand any Greek to know what's happening. It's me and my buddy Kostas. We have discovered this really, oh my god, with the motorcycles, and we have straight from my videos, right? Okay, and we have found this really weird ROM hack of Mario, and you start off just by falling, and it's way more chaotic than Lost Levels, believe me. But the thing is, like, you start falling. If you know how the game works, you know that the moment the screen turns from black to trying to see Mario for the very first microsecond, if you press jump, he'll jump, even though there is no land that he's standing on.
Hmm.
So this is the way you start off the game. So we give that we give him the controller knowing that, and we're like, oh, come on, it's easy, just try and play. And we're recording him, and you gotta see his reactions. You just gotta see, like, he's turning red. He's trying to yell. He's swearing. We're trying to hold it. I'm laughing like an asshole. Like, it's so fun. I'll upload it. You have to see it. Sometimes I
Yeah,
forget.
yeah,
Some of my older videos are like, yeah, I know it's in Greek, and when I started making videos, I was like, yeah, you have that basic weapon. You at least you speak fluently in English. Like, sometimes I even feel more comfortable speaking English than in Greek. So I was like, yeah, I got to do this. And this is how I got to meet all you guys. And that's awesome. But, sometimes I forget, even though those are in Greek, some of them are hilarious. So I have to upload them.
yeah. I would love to watch just this, if nothing else, to see this Mario, Mario falling from
Yeah.
the beginning. See what
Yeah.
that looks like.
So
So,
how did it feel? I know you love Mortal Kombat too. Obviously, out of the first three, that's my personal favorite too, because I like something about the atmosphere of that game, and I know you agree. Like, it almost feels like a horror game disguised as a fighting game. And
hmm,
it's not just the
yeah,
fatalities. Like, looking on the backgrounds, like in the wasteland, there's bodies on top of spikes, and it's wow. Like, it's this dystopia thing. Like, the trees, the forest, the living forest. Wow. And how was it like moving from that? Because obviously, like, the atmosphere is a huge thing. It's not just the gameplay. It also, that of course it's the biggest
hmm,
part, but obviously, like, the atmosphere is really a huge thing in MK2. How did it feel when we got to the more grounded MK3? Did you feel any? Because I felt weird when we got to MK3, where it's just streets, the subway. It felt kind of weird. I don't know.
yeah. It wasn't the same. Um, I mean, the consensus back when it came out was like, this isn't as fun as MK2, but I think with time, Ultimate MK3 just has proven itself to be such an awesome game that, which I heard that uh, MK3 something like it wasn't even supposed to be released. Like Ultimate was supposed to be the final version.
Makes sense.
So yeah, it just makes it weird because MK3 is, you always have to call it Are you talking about MK3 or Ultimate? You know, so but Ultimate's a great game.
Usually it's Ultimate MK3. Usually it is.
Yeah, yeah. There's just a lot of different backgrounds in Ultimate. So, whereas MK3 by itself has most of like the streets and a lot of kind of just boring backgrounds. Although it
Yeah.
does have like the bank. It has the bank, which is pretty cool, and like the church one, whatever that's called. I can't
Yeah, the,
remember.
the the church one was creepy, and the other one with how was it called?
The
With the
graveyard.
souls, yeah, the graveyard, and the other one with the souls, with how was it? I
Yeah, the Soul Chamber is
The
it?
soul chamber, yeah, that was cool. But for the most part, it was weird fighting in streets, and even though the music was kind of awesome, I liked the
Yeah.
music. I don't know.
And you still had Steve Ritchie as Shao Kahn, so that's huge. Greatest voice, greatest voice ever. So
Yeah.
awesome. That's Shao Kahn. So Yeah, but it feels like in Ultimate they added some more like otherworldly backgrounds. You know, like you got Jade's desert, and I don't know. I also like the pits. I like the pits in three better than in the other games. I really like the pit three and the bell tower especially. Even though it's just like
Yeah,
seems so cheesy. It seems so cheesy now, but there's just something about watching,
it is. It
your
is
opponent just
satisfying
fall.
with all these floors. Bam,
Boom,
bam, bam,
boom,
bam.
boom, boom.
Yeah. No, I thought it was awesome. I thought it was awesome. The bell tower was
Yeah.
pretty cool.
So
Just
those
give
are
me
my
one
favorite.
second. I'll just improve the lighting a little bit because
Okay.
it got weirdly dark real fast. So just give me a second.
Yeah.
So
Welcome back.
I think welcome. Yeah, welcome back, Dustin. Yeah, I think this is better. What did you think about the new Mortal Kombat just came out?
uh, I watched Daryl playing it a little bit
Hmm.
just because I wanted to just kind of get an idea of it, just to make sure that it would be of absolutely no interest to me.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't. I'm kind of offended that they would be stupid enough to call it MK1 when MK1 has been around for 31 years already.
Yeah, you know what? The title, when they announced it, I understood the story behind naming it that, but it is stupid. There's no going around that. But
And
you
then
know, I feel
I'm
like
worried that I'm worried that they're gonna call the next one MK2, and I'm like, you better not,
you better
because
not. You better not.
MK2 is already out and it is the best game ever. And that's kind of my issue is when I talk about loving Mortal Kombat, especially with like the newer generation, their mind instantly goes to the new games, and I'm like, that's not more to me. Everything after Ultimate is it's just a different franchise. So they're good in their own way, but like that's not Mortal Kombat to me. That's something else. I don't know. Call it some other kind of combat. Is it not Mortal Kombat?
Some of them I like them, but in general, I understand where you're coming from. Obviously, because when there were like I felt that especially the transition between 2D to 3D at some point, where with 4 and especially Deadly Alliance, it felt kind of awkward and making like the game a lot slower in the beginning. But then
Yeah.
them actually going back and making a 2.5D game, which was MK9, at least I felt, they pretty much understood that this is the way Mortal Kombat should be like. So I gave him credit for that. But
Hmm.
yeah, I definitely understand where you're coming from. I saw like uh, history going full circle with Jean-Claude Van Damme as Johnny Cage. Have you seen that around? I
Mm-mm.
I think that's the only cool thing. Well, maybe I'm exaggerating, not the only cool thing, but yeah, it is cool. Like seeing Jean-Claude Van Damme after knowing that story from back then when they were making the original MK. Remember,
Yeah.
where Johnny Cage was supposed to be Jean-Claude Van Damme, or at least that there was supposed to be this fighting game around Jean-Claude Van Damme, and even Johnny Cage looked like him from Bloodsport, and basically they got the same way they got Schwarzenegger and Peter Weller in the previous one to do RoboCop and the Terminator. They did the exact same thing. They got like Johnny Cage Bloodsport style with the same outfit, younger, like back in the day, like 20 something. How old he was, I don't really remember, and even his voice. And I thought that was cool. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I'm down for that. But I'm mostly down for the expansion of the story, not really the game as a fighting game, because there at that spot is where we fall in the same category. Yeah, we have Mortal Kombat 2, we have Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, we have Mortal Kombat Trilogy if you don't like that either. So I don't know, but I like the story being expanded because maybe because I was one of those people that I really enjoyed as a college student. I enjoyed playing Deception Conquest. Have you played that? Going around as Sujinko and trying to, was almost like an RPG game almost.
I think so. I had a lot of the. I mean, I was into four and Deception, right? I can't remember what the order is anymore, but
Mm.
I was interested in them all when they all came out, and then I was like, nah. But yeah, I mean, they were all fine, but nothing on the level of the classics for
Yeah,
me. I
definitely.
played MK9 with my buddy a bit because he really liked it. And it was fun, but I couldn't understand why MK9 was so popular and people weren't playing the classics. Because to me, I don't know.
I
I'm
know
in a weird
why.
minority.
I know why that happened. You have to keep in mind the timing where that hit. Like I think it was 2010 towards 11 when 9 came out.
Hmm.
I might also be wrong. Like I remember I had pre-ordered it, and at this point of time, there weren't many good fighting games. Like I think there was Tekken, but Tekken sucked because I remember. Yeah, you know what? Not being a very casual player, I have to say that when a game comes out that you can do pretty much this and win, I hate it. I hate it.
Mm.
I hate it. And that's why, as a kid, gameplay wise, I was maybe a little bit more drawn towards the Mortal Kombat games because, on Street Fighter, yeah, that didn't work exactly like that. But if someone spammed middle punches and small punches and you didn't know that much of the game, how to play it, you could lose to someone that doesn't know the game, but you know the bare bone basics. But if that happens in Mortal Kombat too, if someone comes at you with all piss and vinegar just trying to press the button, he's toast. He can't win.
Absolutely, yeah.
So yeah, so yeah. Having said that, yeah, we had Tekken that I didn't like the early Tekkens for that, for the button mashing. But after a while, maybe they fixed it, maybe not. But what I hated, I think I remember renting this Tekken. I don't remember which one it was, but it also had good reviews about it, and I was mad for that. And I finished the first match, which takes you an average of 12 to 15 seconds, and then you get a loading screen that was like 40 seconds. And I'm like, really? Really? I have to do that? Like to do just a ladder to just go over through a tournament with versus the AI? Seriously now? And I was pissed, and I just switched it off. So imagine playing that and then playing a game like MK9, which obviously didn't have any of these flaws. So yeah, it was
Hmm.
obvious that you will be happy, and it drew new audience into the MK franchise. I think newer people,
True.
younger people played it, so it's easy to like MK9. I think it was done properly. It had that vibe. It had that 2.5D, which I supported as an idea that it should be like that, not 3D. And yeah, it's easy to understand. But yeah, if you're
Yeah,
one of us, you know what you know.
yeah. I guess the frustration is just that it's been 12 years since they've released the classics on a console. I, and retro gaming is so hot. It's so popular. I don't understand why.
And it's getting
What?
better. It's getting
Yeah,
better. Why
because
why why ignore that? I understand.
yeah, I mean, you just look at how popular it is, and if we had a place to play, you know, it's just so easy to hop on a console and find matches. And you just give us like a a couple different formats to play the classics in, King of the Hill, or something where you can watch people
We'll
play
pay
like
for
a
it. We'll pay for it. Just give
yeah,
it.
yeah. We'll be there. But they just continue releasing more new games, which is very irritating to me. So I'm, I don't know. I'm kind of weird with my video games. I like what I like. I don't really go outside of my comfort zone just because I'm like, if I'm gonna spend my time playing the game, I might as well play something that I love. And I mean, I play the Zelda games and I play Mario Kart and all that, all those classic games too. But I always come back to Mortal Kombat. So the OGs,
It should be like that. Yeah, it is like that for most people. Like
right?
I have a comfort zone like that, but I have this infatuation with something that at least is themed in certain ways. Like when I first played like Ghost of Tsushima, when I first played that, I was like, holy shit, that's amazing. And I don't remember like how many hours I've spent into this game. Like to me, like so interactive. I even cried when the horse died. Oh my god, spoilers. And yeah, it felt like holy shit. Like I when I talk about this game is like how many years is was it when I last played a game that got such an effect on me? And it was way back. It had to be like way back. So yeah, I had the same thought. I was like, oh, they don't make them like they used to. Like these guys made it without reinventing the wheel. But so what is it? Why aren't they making so many good games, or at least games that I'm more into? I don't know. It's not like that they
I
don't
think
make it. They don't make good games. I don't want to sound like that, but
right. Yeah.
I'm not that hard to
I
get. I'm
think
not that picky, so I don't get it.
I think we're just from a different generation, so the newer stuff probably doesn't. I mean, I don't even follow the new stuff because I mean, I'm sure there's stuff out there that I would enjoy, but I don't have PS3 is my most recent console. I said when PS4 came out, I said I'll get one when they put the
Yeah.
classic Mortal Kombat's on. Well, that never happened. Now PS5's out. I'm like, I'll get one when they put the classics.
Well,
That still hasn't happened. So.
I'll probably won't be getting a PS5, but I got a PS4, and the best thing that this console has given me. You want to know what it is? Share Factory. And that's an app.
What's
That's an app that's in there that helps you edit videos and upload them on YouTube.
oh
So, like, yeah, obviously I do play games on there, and there's some games that I